Hello my friends, welcome to another watercolor tutorial. We are going to do something simple today because I was going to paint this elaborate fall forest landscape, and I've been doing so many landscapes recently that I think both you and I deserve a break. So instead we're going to paint some complicated mushrooms. No, hopefully these are going to be easier mushrooms to paint. We'll see as I am painting it. I'm just debating like what brush I should even start with, where I should even start with this. But I guess I've asked this before and somebody answered and I already forgot, but I don't know what the leg of a mushroom is called. If you know, tell me please in the comments. Actually, sorry. This is all over the place, but I am going to first sketch out. So I'm going to have my little green patchy thing, and then I'm going to have my main mushroom. It's going to go up like that, and then it's going to be shaped like one of the eggs, or an egg that one of the hens we have lays, which is not very egg shaped. It's like an egg, but then it's kind of flattened on one side. Like that, or more like that, I think. And then a little guy coming out the end. With just a little mushroom cap. That's a lot smaller than I was hoping for, actually. I wanted it to be a little bit bigger. That is way too sideways. I should make this guy bigger and then I'll have more room. Comes up like this, and then something like that, and then a little guy that's growing, something like that. Oh my gosh, I'm overcomplicating this. I should have just painted it. Let's just start painting and see where this takes us. So I'm painting the leg of the mushroom first. And this, I want to say that it's not going to be complicated, but I overcomplicate paintings. I try to make them like these big elaborate detailed things, and then they take forever. I want this to be like a 10-minute tutorial. Adding black, although it should have just been a darker brown mixed with black. And I went out of my line, which means this is going to be inaccurate, so I'm just going to erase this whole thing. This is exactly what I meant about not penciling it out first, because I think it just, when you can see it, when you can see what you're doing, it probably is better. Okay, and I want to lift off the paint on this side so that it looks like there is light on this side. And again, this is what I mean by overcomplicating it. Like, this does not need to be done, Julia. Jeez. This part is supposed to be kind of rounded off. then we have the spore thing underneath. Not sure what that's called. Again, my fungi experts come to the rescue and tell me. But it's like the umbrella, the inward umbrella thing that we're doing here. So obviously the side ones are longer, than these should be shorter. Like that. And then we can grab our red. Our red. Why are we grabbing red? We're grabbing red for the mushroom cap. So that's kind of orangey. So I'm just painting it over top of those lines, and it's going to be like that egg shaped. Think of Mario. Or Nintendo 64, if you're that old. And I am going to take like a more orange for the top here. Oh, I should have made that even more orange. Ah, no, this is what I wanted to avoid. This is because I'm trying to go really quickly and I have no room at the top to fix that. I'm just tired, guys. I'm tired. Didn't have a good night's sleep. And this is my 5th tutorial today. And I'm basically ready to call it quits for the day. And that's why I wanted this nice, simple tutorial, but it's not as simple as I had hoped. And it's because I'm not being careful. I'm just kind of painting wherever and hoping that my paintbrush doesn't do anything I don't want it to do. But we should be adding some like black accents down below here where there's likely to be more of a shadow. And maybe on this corner, but mostly here. Okay. I need more black to go here because that's going to dry and fade. Now that's too dark. Okay, we're gonna just leave it, Julia. Leave it. Goodness. Gosh darn it. So I'm gonna take the brown that I used for this again. I guess I'm just permanently using my size 1 now. This mushroom's a lot smaller though, so it's probably better that I use the size 1. Again, taking my black. But that is way too dark. So I'm lifting off some of that color again. Okay. Now I'm oh, okay. I just realized that this is still, the stalk, the leg, whatever it's called, is still wet of this mini one. And so if I attach it, then it's going to blend with the leg. Ah! So this is turning out to not be as relaxed and easy as I wanted it to be. It's supposed to be easier than the forest I was going to paint. So the reason why I'm adding like orange and lighter colors at the top is because I want it to look like it's reflecting light. So I'm just picking some off. I'm going to use a bigger brush to do that for both of them, although it might be a little too late for the top one. Like so. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Now I want to fill this portion in because it's kind of, shouldn't be like totally white like it is. I'll just go over those veins or those spore things in a darker color in a moment because this isn't really dark enough either. So I'm going to take black, mix it with brown, try to mix it with brown. Probably do the same with this guy. And then spread it out a bit more. Okay. I don't even know if that was on the page, but we still need to finish off the heads of these mushrooms, but I'm going to work on the bottom because why not wait for paint to dry in a productive way? So I'm taking like a lime green and I'm just going to try and put it on the base here in not really a uniform way because we want this to look like a natural mound of moss or something. I mean, I'm probably gonna end up going over it anyway, but just in case. Like so. And we can just progressively add darker and darker colors, or colors of green. You can just add black if you don't have enough colors, different colors. And then I'm just adding darker and darker ones, like the closer you get to the mushrooms. Like so, maybe even some brown in there. Sorry if I keep moving the painting everywhere. I am going to take my quadruple zero, some brown, and add like these cute little branches coming out with these tiny itty bitty leaves. And you can have, you know, like little grassy patches elsewhere as well. So some random grass coming out. I'm gonna have some definitely here at the base of my mushrooms, just so that the base looks, they're not just floating there, these mushrooms. Okay, so now that I've got my little foliage mountain here, I'm going to grab like a darker green and tap it against my painting, but I just want it to go like where the green is and not elsewhere. I'm going to take some white as well, because usually white splatter makes things look really mystical. Although I don't know if it's dark enough, like the background, like this stuff is dark enough for the white to really show through in all its glory. So anyways, the next thing I want to do is complete the mushroom heads. So here we're just going to take either white watercolor or white acrylic paint, whichever one is easier or more opaque for you. I'm gonna try watercolor first. So I'm just gonna add these white splotches all over my mushroom heads. and you can make some bigger than the others to vary it up a tiny bit. And the last thing we're going to do is just very lightly, I'm working on this flimsy table, and every time I bump into it, my water just goes flying everywhere. So very lightly we're going to just outline the bottoms with black mixed with a tiny bit of red. So it doesn't even have to be like every single white splotch, but I would stick to the ones that are not in the lightest parts of your, like, don't do the orange ones over here. There we go. And I mean, I think we're done with that. What do you think? You're welcome to add anything else you want, but I think I'm gonna finish. I think a nice colorful butterfly floating around here would be nice too, but that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please don't forget to hit like on this video, subscribe, and I will be sure to see you in the next tutorial.